Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. First of all, this is not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. See the disclaimer in the video description. It is Thursday, October 17th, 2019. It's 1:52 p.m. here in Arizona. Ever wonder how many Bitcoins there are? Well, at bitcoinworldwide.com you can check it out. In existence right now, there's 17,997,237 and 0.5. Anyway, we are cranking out 1,800 Bitcoin a day. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? 1,800 Bitcoin are created a day. 85.7% of all Bitcoins are issued. All right, Tether into Bitcoin, 1.25 billion today. Tether into Ethereum, 715 million. Bitcoin, where's it going? Into Ethereum, 422 million. Into Litecoin, 317 million. I do notice also Bitcoin into XRP, 164 million. I noticed up here too, actually US dollar into Bitcoin at 352 million. Keep an eye on that. That's more than I usually notice. All right, what's the market cap? 144 billion. And what's the real volume last 24 hours? 235 million. In my book, that's low. So under 300 million, I'm noticing is recently, at least in my book, is low volume. So we're definitely low volume, and we're heading towards the weekend. How many Bitcoin are there? We already went over that. All right, we got over at BitMEX, we have a sell. At Binance, we've got a neutral. Bitfinex, we've got a sell. And Bitflyer, we've got a sell. All right, looking at the S&P 500, a different view than usual today. Looking at this on the weekly, all the way since 2011. Check that out. It has been going up and up with occasional blips. But now let's look at the daily and see how we're doing today. We're still above the 200 moving average, and today so far has been a red candle. And let's look at the MACD, and the MACD is still very, very positive. The rut, look at the rut on the weekly. We've been going up since 2009 with the occasional dump below the 200 moving average. Looking at that on the daily, we have a green candle on the daily, and also note we are above the 200 moving average for the rut. Also 2000 index, that's cool. So go American economy. And the MACD is definitely looking positive. Now, looking at Bitcoin on the daily. I had this chart up yesterday, but basically we're hanging out right around 8,000, where we definitely have previous support and resistance in the chart. And we definitely have buy-sell volume there. And that's the big question right now. Are we going to head towards 10K where there's support and resistance, or down to 4K where there's support and resistance and definite buy-sell volume? Well, we shall see. On the 4-hour chart, I think this looks good. Looking at ever since 2019, pretty much on the chart here, you can see that right where we're at, we have a good deal of support and resistance on the chart, and definitely we have buy-sell volume on the chart. So, I mean, the next place that has more buy-sell volume and support would be down at 4,000. So anyhow, let's hope for the best. Guess that could mean anything. Maybe down is the best if you're a shorter, but it does look like we are in an indecisive time here for Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the daily. Some are talking about a death cross on the daily being a bit of a scary thing if you don't want it to dump. If you're a shorter, you're probably got your fingers crossed and your toes crossed and you can't wait. Well, the thing is, a death cross only really happens when the 50 crosses under the 200 moving average and the 200 moving average is trending down. Well, this white line here is the 200 moving average. It's definitely trending up, and this dotted eggshelly looking line, that's the 50 moving average. So even if they cross, I think we are just fine, because that's not a true death cross. Bitcoin, although on the daily, is still below the 200 moving average, the white line, and that's not a positive sign. It's also below the 21-week EMA, 21 weekly EMA, the blue or purple dotted line there. So we're under important moving averages on the daily, and let's see how that goes. That's my real concern, more than this possible, well, almost death cross. The whale buy-sell indicator has not said buy yet, so maybe we're not at the bottom yet. US BTC here on the hourly chart. On the hourly, looking at it very close, we're still well below the 200 moving average, and well, we need to get above the 200 moving average, in my opinion, to get back bullish, to get these Super Guppy EMA ribbons green. As we can see, if we look at those, on the daily, the Super Guppy EMA ribbons, they went from green to red, and that's what we need. We need a nice turnaround. We're still red on the 4-hour, and as you can see, it's just we need to get those green. We need to turn up, get above the 200 moving average, and get some green EMAs going to get back to the bullish supercharge. So in summary with that, really, BTC is just undecided. It's hanging out where it's had previous support and resistance and buy-sell volume on the right around 8,000. So that's what we've got going on. I mean, until something changes, we're just kind of sideways. Big news! Alright, this is something I like. Peter Thiel backs $200 million valuation for renewable Bitcoin mining in the US. I think this is really cool. I like Peter Thiel. I think he does good things. This would get us from, like, I think 5% or even less than that. I forget the current percent. Basically, would get us up to like 15% of the global mining for Bitcoin. And I dig that. We are good at making big-ass server farms in this country, and there's no reason that we should be where we're at. So, Peter Thiel, I hope you get this deal rolling. Let's see some mega hydroelectric, windmill-powered Bitcoin mining going on in this country. Crypto Love did a fun YouTube today. Bitcoin price prediction extremely bullish. He just looks at some previous price actions and looks at how they match where we're at right now. And he's got some rather eclectic visions of Bitcoin making a move up. So I think it's very possible. I thought it was worth noting. Check it out. This is a unique article. Bank of Canada exploring digital currency that would replace cash, track how people spend money. Well, that's all we need is even less privacy built into a national currency. Anyway, as usual, the big players doing things for all the wrong reasons, but still, this is definitely interesting. Could countries start to have sound money in digital currency while their fiat begins to falter? Anyway, just something. This is not necessarily what the article to me is about. Of course, it's just about Canada exploring digital currency for greater surveillance. But another thought, another angle at this is countries going, oh my gosh, my fiat's having problems, and well, hey, if I got a cryptocurrency that was sound money, I could have a strong economy that started moving towards that, onto that platform as the fiat crash. Anyway, you never know. Just call this like an intuition I have that this may be the beginning of governments doing things via crypto to keep their economies sound if their fiat currency they already know is not going to make it. You can only quantitative ease so far, and even capitalism becomes Venezuela. So, I belong to Blockchain Education. I completely endorse it. It is a great place to make money whether the market's going up or whether the market is going down. So, go there. There's a link in the description. Watch this amazing little video about it. It's a little infomercial. And sign up. And I'll see you there. I'm Cowboy Craig in the chat. As always, like, share, and subscribe. It helps get the message out. I'll see you again tomorrow.